Strategies. Challenges that ELLs identify. No one to help at home with homework, vocabulary, no background in the subject, too many new concepts. You're only one class. They have 5 other classes that they're taking in all of this stuff. So just relax. Think about them. Think about how we can make this better. Tests, notes, text too difficult, too much to write and remember. Pacing is way too fast. Teacher speaks too fast, and they hate reading in their own language, let alone in the English language that they are getting frustrated with. Some simple suggestions from ELLs. So this is what students are hoping that you would think about coming from them. Data not collected by me. Explain things to me. Help me understand. Use easier words. Teach us how to do it. Model it. Repeat it in different ways, which to us means scaffolding. Use verbal and nonverbal cues. Write on the board. Use positive reinforcement. Speak slower. Give us more time to do the work. Say it more than once so we can get it. Do group work so someone can explain it to me. Don't write in cursive. Write it and tell me. Give me written notes so I can study at home. I'm sure there would be a million other things that your students would want you to hear, but think about at least some of this. In your head, what can I do to make sure that my classroom is accessible to as many different people as possible, no matter their first or second language? Lesson preparation. Create both content and language objectives. Make sure they're measurable and student friendly. You can use the formula, students will blank by blank. That's what we put on the boards sometimes. Include meaningful activities. Make sure concepts are made explicit and age appropriate. Prepare supplemental materials. Provide a print-rich environment. Try to target all 4 modalities: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. If you're hitting those with each different lesson, then it's going through the brain a couple of different times, hopefully. Building background. Let's link our new content to past learning experiences, link new learning to past experiences, life experiences, make comparisons and real-world connections, brainstorm together, use picture cards, internet, ask students to bring in things from home, show and tell, why not? Students can make word webs, draw pictures, add to a concept wall. Comprehensible input. Speak appropriately to accommodate students' proficiency level. Avoid idiomatic expressions. It's hard to do, but remember that not everybody in the classroom understands what you're saying when you're using your idioms. Clearly explain academic tasks. Use a variety of techniques to make content concepts clear. Modeling, hands-on activities, use materials, visuals, demos, gesture, film clips, and stuff. Graphic organizers like KWL, charts, webs, Venn diagrams, you know this stuff. Visuals in text, demonstrations, collaborative group work, encourage L1 use, think, pair, share. All right, so a lot of that is coming instinctually to you because you're a teacher, but encourage that L1 use. Have you had your ELLs speak in their own language, or have you had them complete work in their own language? That may help them with that content connection. Adapting text. Pre-select and pre-teach essential vocabulary. If this is a Spanish-speaking student in your class and you have textbook and it's got the Spanish version of it, that's great. Just don't forget to go back and make sure what is essential to know is clearly identified, whether that's creating specific assignments or referencing page numbers in the textbook, whatever it is you do. Discuss the text. Don't expect ELLs to be able to read it on their own. Another great thing with the technology, there is that reading to them option, but is that going to help them on your end of course exam? Is that going to help them when they're applying for loans or signing up papers to go to college or signing a contract at a job. Find parallel texts, trade books that are written at a lower language level. Your high school biology book may not be on the level that your ELL is, because remember, it takes 1 to 2 years for that informal language. That biology textbook is written for the 5 to 7 year proficiency. Examine new uses of familiar words. Discuss synonyms. Have students keep personal dictionaries. That's really hard to do because, you know, students. Scaffold instruction. Use a variety of questioning types. Provide ample opportunities for students to use strategies using these teaching strategies, notes, repeated readings, think alouds, paraphrasing. You guys know all of this stuff, but it's in your head. Put it out there. Let the students use it. Employ a variety of question types, including higher order critical thinking questions. Use question cubes, thinking cubes, Bloom's taxonomy. Encourage total physical responses. Raising hands, thumbs up, thumb down. That's what that means. Get the kids up, moving, doing a variety of different things. That's the thing. We're trying to activate different parts of their brain, and we're letting them experience success in your difficult classroom while learning a really difficult language. If you are doing this for your entire class, because if you've only got 1 or 2 ELLs in your class and you're trying to modify everything just for those 2, you're going to work yourself to the bone, and it's not going to be worth it. But if you do these strategies for every student in your classroom, treat them as if they're learning a second language, you will see a more engaged classroom, I think, and perhaps more things will start sticking in their brains. Okay, centers, all that stuff. Get the kids up and doing stuff. See to it. In order to improve English proficiency and increase academic achievement to the core subject areas, you've got to see to it that your students are comprehending, connecting, interacting, and thinking. Create a low anxiety classroom. Encourage participation in many forms, not just randomly calling or raising the hands and calling on the person with the fastest hand. Lengthen your wait time, of course. Begin with yes, no, and one-word response questions, especially for your ELL, and then gradually ask more difficult questions. Try to understand the message rather than the language. Repeat, review, and summarize. Use a variety of grouping configurations, pairs, triads, teams, by language proficiency or interest. So rather than assigning the groups, if you have a classroom that allows for it, behavior in mind, try to see if you can group them based on interest or allow them to choose their groups based on interest. Lots of interaction and discussing, lots of wait time, provide opportunities for native language support. We have help at our school. Make sure that you are using it and reaching out, seeing if there is anything that you can do better. Have students write down answers while waiting for one student to respond. Rather than calling on the first student and then allowing for that extra wait time and everybody else is sitting around, have them participate by writing down. Make sure in your groups there are individual clearly defined roles. That helps tremendously. It has helped me, at least in my use of groups.